Hello, everybody, and welcome to the sprint review for the SSW Rewards mobile app. This is the sprint review for sprint 46 and the forecast for sprint 47. On the SSW website, if you do /products/rewards, you can read about the rewards app here. And we now have the roadmap highlighted on my screen added to the website too. All right, so let's get into the sprint review. So the two sprint goals were to implement notifications and create a done video for the notifications feature. They're both assigned to JK. JK was able to implement the notifications. He did not complete recording the done video. So the sprint in review here is 46. It was 1 week long. The product owner is me, and it was Adam before, and the attendees were JK and Zach.
One small thing, Seth, I know this will be a slight pain in the neck, but where you have the link to the summary testing, I know that by doing a generic link like that, you don't have to link to the specific one. I much prefer you link to the specific one and put how many minutes it was. You know, because sometimes I forward these on to other people.
To this video.
Yeah, that's just to a general playlist, I think. So put the specific one at the end of this with the number of minutes after.
Right.
Okay.
Okay.
You can just
right.
highlight in yellow to remind you or something.
Okay. Okay, I have highlighted that in yellow. The timesheet data is missing an image at the moment because JK had forgotten to put in his timesheets. We were waiting for the report to update, so I will be adding that image before sending the email. However, Zach billed 40 hours, so an entire week this sprint, and JK did. JK, do you remember the number?
39.
39. Okay, so both full time. All right, what got done? So I will not go over all these, but just draw your attention here to what was part of the sprint goal, which is, you can't see that. The second and third ones here are the notifications feature. The notifications feature, I have seen it and I'm pretty happy with how it looks, but we are still waiting on the video from JK to show us. The first one on this list is about helping our reporting and reducing noise in the application insights, and that's great. That was deployed today. We can see that we had less noise today, although it's not shown in the weekly reports yet. The last item in this list is the biggest one, and that's the upgrade to .NET 9, which is almost finished, but pending a pull request review, and it's a big pull request, so it's been taking since yesterday. Any questions before we move on to the data?
No, all good. Or how far away, Zach, do you think .NET 9 is? Like, how many problems did you have?
We didn't really have too many issues. A lot of just small things. So I think what we've got now works pretty well. We just kind of need to test all of it to really make sure that we're not introducing any regressions. But a couple main things that we had to kind of refactor were like how the windowing works, because it's moved from a kind of a single window application kind of model to a multi-window. So that's kind of had to be a big refactor, and just a bunch of packages really. But I think it's gone pretty well so far. We just need to kind of confirm with a good deal of testing.
Right, okay.
Yeah, and yesterday I had a quick build on my desktop machine, and early this morning I reviewed it in full, but I hadn't had the time to actually run it yet on Windows.
Who is your main iPhone tester and your main Android tester outside the team?
So we don't really have any sort of set.
Okay, that's not good. You need to have a core person that you go to say new versions in the store, please install. Check that scans. We've had a lot of problems with people installing it, especially on Android, but also on iPhone, where we get there and then the scanning doesn't work. So you definitely want to nail that you have a quick, smoke tester who can just do the most basic core functionality. It must be able to scan.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Could I suggest that Seth be one of those people as he's product owner? So he's going to be one of the most consistent people on the team, right?
I
And
can
probably,
be a tester for iOS.
yeah, cool.
Yeah, we
And
just need one for Android.
yeah, and you might have an Android user in the Newcastle office, Seth, and you just go over to them, say install a new version. Let me just check I can scan.
Yeah.
Okay. All right, good.
Okay, any more questions before we move on to the reports?
No, keep going.
Okay, moving to the sprint burn-up chart, you can see that we did not complete most of the effort in the sprint. That is because of the large .NET 9 PBI. And so this chart is kind of skewed because of that. So we did actually complete a lot, but because that one wasn't marked done, it leaves a lot of effort on the table. Okay, we are skipping code coverage. It's not implemented yet, and velocity, and moving to the burn up for the big picture. So this is all of the PBIs in the backlog. The green line at the top is quite steady. That means we have had a relatively steady amount of PBIs in the backlog, and we have completed a few. You can see the purple line on the bottom right goes up slightly.
When was the last time you went to the backlog and started trying to kill some of the older ones?
Today during the sprint review.
Okay.
Sorry,
good.
during the sprint planning.
So will it drop down a few?
It should drop by 3 or 4
Okay.
ones that we want to close off at the beginning of the next sprint that we think are not relevant anymore.
Some of the teams do refinement meetings.
Yeah.
I'm not sure if you need it, but they do.
Yeah, we could discuss that after. All right, moving on to metrics for the last 30 days. So this is about new PBIs created and how they were created. We have 15 in the last 30 days, and 80% of them have been created using Yakshaver. We've completed 23, and the net change is 8. So we've made forward progress on the backlog.
Can I just check when you're recording new ones in the last week, are you doing it together or individually?
When I'm using Yakshaver, I'm always using it with somebody else because I'm doing it on Teams.
Right. Okay. You can use Teams by yourself, by the way. What about you, JK?
The last ones I did on my own. Yeah, I think.
No. Try not to do Yakshavers on your own. Call Zach.
Yeah.
If Zach's busy, call Vlad, call Cookie, call me.
Yeah.
Okay, moving on to deployments. We've had 1 deployment to production, 1 deployment to the API, none to test flight, none to identity, and 1 to the admin portal. Moving on to application health overview. So on the left side, the graph with the pink color on it are all the failed requests, which is pretty much steady, and they're bots hitting the API. What you can't see in this graph is a pretty sharp drop off in the last few hours, and that is because of the changes that JK made and just deployed to production now. So we expect next week to see a sharp reduction in that. Anything else to say about this, Zach?
No, I don't think so. Yeah, again, that's all just pretty much bot activity. We've already seen a big reduction with JK's changes, so going forward, it should be much cleaner.
Okay.
Moving on to analytics for iOS. I'll make this a little bit smaller so that everybody can see. So 1 crash on iOS, and that was due to Zach testing. Moving on to analytics for Android. We had, so I'm not actually sure how to read that. Do you want to explain this one, Zach?
Yeah, so that's just it. On the left, it just shows you the crash-free users. We've had 0 crashes, so it's showing up as nothing. So I think Android's all good.
Why is it not 100%? Why is it 95%?
That's a good question. I'm not, it's a bit confusing how it tries to calculate this.
I would guess it's an average over the time, guys. Given that
So-
it was 75% on June 19 and 100% for June 20 through to June 25, I'm going to guess that it's an average of 95%.
Okay. So potentially there was a crash in last week, which brought the percentage down, and we're seeing the line go up to even out by June 20, something like that.
Yeah, although I didn't see any crashes listed, so I'm not sure where that one is coming from, unless it's just a leftover one from the previous 7
Right.
days.
Okay. Overall, we're happy with that straight line at the top. Okay, moving on from the reports to the roadmap is now on the SSW Rewards website. So it used to be on the GitHub repo, and it's now on the website, which Adam wanted, on the main rewards page. Experimental work. We had JK working on the scheduling system for notifications using a tool called Hangfire, and Zach has done a lot of the .NET 9 upgrade, which was all experimental since that's new. AI tool use, we had no change from last week in the AI tools. Zach is still using JetBrains AI with Claude 4 and Yakshaver. JK is still using GitHub Copilot with GPT and Gemini and Yakshaver. Any questions before we move on to the sprint retro?
No, all good.
Okay, so as for the things that went well, I'm happy that the roadmap was added to the website and that I did it via delegating to Steph. That was a win for me because I got it done and used someone who was willing to help. Everybody was happy that we are reducing App Insight noise from here forwards. So that will help with those reports that we just looked at. And yeah, JK's happy that the .NET 9 upgrade is almost ready because he has had some development issues with .NET 8 since .NET 9 has been out. As far as what did not go so well, so JK did not do his notifications done video, and that was due to a miscommunication between us about how much of the functionality he should have already completed before recording his done video. So he did some extra that wasn't necessarily required, and he probably could have gotten the video out before this sprint review, had I been more on top of it. And then JK was having issues with his .NET 8 environment, which is slowing down his development. So that did not go so well for him. Improvements for next sprint are going to be finishing the upgrade to .NET 9, and then working on the approval process for a new video. So when JK records his done video, we're going to make sure it gets checked by someone on the team first, and then Adam. Any questions about the review before we move to the forecast?
No, that's the only thing about the done videos not being done. I think that you should just put a mention of there. Follow the corridor conversation rule when you have news that you want to get before the sprint review, like the day before, right? And also when we start looking at the backlog, what I'd like you to do, the very first thing I'd like you guys to speak to Ken and Alvin, who maybe JK or Zach, you guys can call them, but they have some feedback for the version. I'm not sure if it's because they're in China and there's some ChinaFi issues, or there's just it's just latency issues, and they're using the VPN, but they definitely had issues logging into rewards and seeing old stuff there. So speak to them after this call.
Yeah, no worries.
Okay.
Yeah, I need to take like 2 or 3 times to log in to like, be able to log in. Not sure why.
Oh, so this is a login issue.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
will tell you.
Yeah,
Right.
yeah. You guys talk after this call.
Okay.
Yeah, would be good because it may also impact TimePro and Sugar Learning. We use all the same auth.
All right.
Yeah. The reason I'm wanting them to start having a look at it is because I want to know whether we should be trying to get this used in our fire user group in Hangzhou.
Okay, that sounds good. So you guys will have a conversation about that later.
Yep.
So here's the forecast for Sprint 47. The sprint goals are the done video from JK on the notifications functionality and the upgrade to .NET 9. On your screen, you can see that the PBIs, on your screen, you can see the PBIs that we have chosen to add to this sprint. Any questions about those?
Well, can you just bold the most important ones?
Sure.
Which are the two that
Oh,
have?
they're all bold.
Which are the two that are the done videos one? They're unclear.
The first three pertain to the done videos.
Okay, all right.
The first one is for fixing a bug that came up as JK was working on it. The second
Okay.
one is for the done video, and the third one is some feedback on the UI.
You're right. Now, just when we have a bug, we don't just use the emoji. We put the word bug. But you know, when I see question cutting off like a UX thing, usually we don't call that a bug. It's just you just put UX. Like it's a bug
Right.
usually crashes to code or shows incorrect data. Like it's
Right.
calculating incorrect. Yeah, there's a definition of what a bug is. There's 4 elements to a bug. But some of those things, you know, offline support, I wouldn't call that a bug. It's a feature. Like the performance
Yeah.
isn't usually a bug. It's an improvement.
Yeah.
So let's be more critical on our use of bug.
Okay.
But fix this up before sending it together.
Yep. All right.
All right, cool.
Okay, the backlog is in GitHub in the SSW rewards project, and this video will be uploaded to the SSW rewards sprint summaries playlist.
Can we see that?
Yes, the playlist is on my screen now.
Oh, sorry. I thought it was a web page. Sorry. Yeah.
That's all right.
No, just go to the rewards channel. Just go to the rewards channel. No. It's not.
Sure.
It's the button just above analytics. See the? Oh yeah, that does the same thing. Yep. Okay. Cool. That's not the rewards channel, I think.
This is the SSW rewards channel. Yes.
No. Click the link.
Just history and
view
stuff.
channel.
Oh.
View channel. Yep.
Oh, there we go.
That's the
Sorry,
channel.
I was
And-
looking at the wrong screen.
Okay. Cool.
All right. Any other questions?
No, all good.
All right. Thank you, everybody, for joining us, and see you next time.
All right. See you, Seth. Thanks.